Welcome back, class, to another live stream of Animation Collab, where I experiment with new techniques in my animation laboratory in collaboration with other content creators. My name is Sonja and I'm a motion designer. If you haven't already, you can subscribe if you like motion graphics content and educational content on animation After Effects. If you'd like to support me, you can like this video, comment and share it with your friends. I live stream every Tuesday and Friday. Today we're going to continue the collaboration I've started with Andy. Andy has a YouTube channel where he shares cybersecurity videos, and he's asked me if I could help him out with one of his upcoming videos and animate that for him. Today I'm going to animate one of the pieces, one of the assets that we're going to need for that animation. We're still in the prep phase, so there's still a few files to set up in Illustrator before we can start with the full animation, but I thought I'd jump in and do an auto-scaling text animation with a frame and shape background that adjusts automatically to the text. So let's jump right in. I hope you're excited. I definitely am. Oh, and my camera, again, as per usual, has been nudged again, so I'm in a funny angle. Okay, let me just scooch this over a little bit. There we go. And if you're in the chat and like to say hello, hi! Welcome to the stream, and if you have any questions while I'm animating and explaining what's going on, just drop those questions in the chat. I'm super happy to answer them. Just gonna test if the stream is working from my end, and it seems to be working fine. So whatever platform you're watching this on, I should be able to see your chat messages and respond to them. So feel free to drop them in the chat. Okay, so last time I set up this as a scene file, but actually I don't think I want to bring it in as a scene. I will probably bring in the little guy, but for the text I think I'm just going to push it over with Overlord, which is a plugin by Battleaxe. If you don't know what that is, you can find out. They have lots of cool plugins. They also do Rubber Hose, which is great for character animations. This is not sponsored. This is just one of the plugins that I use that are very helpful. So back to Illustrator. Yeah, it's absolutely essential. I don't do a lot of character animation, but I used to. I used to use Rubber Hose for everything. So that's definitely an awesome plugin, and also Overlord really saves you time. I just dropped this into a random comp. How about I actually create a comp? And I'm animating at 25 frames per second. This is something I didn't actually ask Andy, or maybe I did. It might be in the briefing document that I wrote down in the very first... when did I save this contract? I had a briefing document that I took down, like I made notes and I sent it to Andy. And I don't know what happened to that. I must have saved it in a different folder. Okay, anyway, I'm pretty sure we just agreed on 25 frames per second. That's kind of the standard, especially if you're uploading to YouTube. You can go higher, but just because Andy's going to have to plug this into his video, because he's going to do a little bit of screen capture after the animation is finished, I don't want to create any kind of weird high frame rate like 60 frames per second. That's normally what I animate in, which is 1080p, 60 frames per second, because it makes for a really nice and smooth animation. But for this, let's go HDTV 1080p 25. And this is going to be a really long one. And I'm going to have a start time code, and I'll explain in a minute what I do with that. Actually, I probably want that, yeah, 59. I don't know yet how long this animation is going to be, but it's definitely going to be more than 1 minute long. So let's just go 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check for, once I get the audio from Andy, I'm gonna know. So basically, I set my start time code to 59 minutes, which means I have a 0 at 1 hour. This is, because my animation is never going to be 1 hour long, I can use this 1 hour time as like the starting time, which means I'm not going to start my comp at the very beginning of the comp. I'm going to start it at this 1 hour mark. The other way. Sorry, my sleeve buttons are making funny noises on my desk. I'm just gonna roll that up so it stops clanking when I'm moving my arms. Okay. All right. Okay, so basically, oh, don't play. I'm gonna create a keyframe, a marker, not a keyframe. And the reason I do this is if I have a layer here, and I have let's say I have a bunch of layers, and I want these layers to be sequenced. Let's sequence these layers. Oh, I've just updated my After Effects and all of my plugins are not here. That's super cool. I hate it. Okay, I'm gonna have to sequence it by hand. So let's zoom in a little bit. So if I sequence this, and let's say I want my animation to actually start at this layer's sequence, okay? So there is like something happening so that it's like a looped animation with, usually this happens with a character when not all the body parts move at the same time. You can either sequence your keyframes or sequence your layers depending, but at some point your animation has to start, and most of the time that's a few frames in. This is actually 2 seconds in before everything has started moving. So I have the option, let's assume this is right at the beginning. Let's assume I don't have a start, what is it called again? A start time code. Let's say this is right as you create a time, a comp. Everything is at 0 and you're just starting at 0, okay? So now you have a bunch of, let's give this color so I can make this more obvious. Let's make this green. Let's make this one some other color, blue. Okay. Let's make this one. I created too many layers. Okay, give me a second, almost there. Okay, so so as you can see, these are coming in, and let's say there's an animation happening here, okay? I don't want to see that this one starts, then this one starts, and this one starts, and imagine this being a character that's walking. So everything's still at first, then the first leg goes, then the second leg goes, and then the arms start going. Like there is a starting point, but you don't want to see the starting point, you want the character already in motion. So now I have the option, and let's assume this is at 0, I have the option to push the keyframes or the layers right back to 0, so that everything that's happening starts here and I have stuff going backwards. But then, if I was at complete 0, I now can't get to those keyframes that start somewhere back here. Or I have the option, okay, let's not move it back, let's start here. Suddenly my timeline, my video, my video starts at 0 if I was to render this out, but my timeline starts at 2 seconds. So everything is 2 seconds shifted. So that's super annoying, especially if you have clients watching over your video and telling you at 4 seconds, 5 frames, there is something happening that I would like to change, and then you have to do the math. Okay, how much is my animation shifted? Okay, so 4 seconds, 5 frames is actually 6 seconds, 5 frames, or even another frame number if it's not exactly those 2 seconds shifted, and that's a whole mess. I can see that my audio is peaking a lot. Oh no, my gain is so high up. I don't know what happened. Okay, my gain was super high. Okay. So that's a whole lot of mess. So what I do is I start my animations at 1 hour, 59 minutes, and I make it 1 minute long to compensate for the 59 minutes, so that I have that minute to arrive at 1 hour, and then from that 1 hour, my animation is however long, in this case, 1 minute. So this comp is actually 2 minutes long, but I only using the 1 minute from 1 hour to 1 hour and 1 minute for the actual animation, so that I can push stuff back but still see it and still be able to touch it. So I hope that kind of made sense. And now let's get into the animation. So I'm going to create a template, and I always name my templates with T underscore and then the name of the template. That way I always know that this is a layer that might be used multiple times throughout the animation, so therefore I can't make immediate changes specific to where this comp is nested. And I also use dark green for all of my template comps. Okay, now I can push this into After Effects. Let's push that in and let's turn on the transparency grid. And what I want to happen now is I have this text, which is great. First, I think I want to fix the anchor point. So to do that, I forget my own expression for that. So I have it saved in my resources. Anchor point center, there it is. So I'll just copy paste that in there. And if you're interested in any of these expressions, they are available as a perk for all my Patreon and mailing list subscribers. So you can head over there if you'd like access to all my saved resources and project files and expression codes. You can support me and either become a mailing list or a Patreon subscriber, and then you can have access to all of those. And now what that does is it fixes the anchor point in the center, which means now I can't move it anymore, but it also means that if I change the character, the anchor point, the text isn't shifting up and down, it's staying put where it is. If I didn't have that, the anchor point would still stay, but the text would shift according to the ascenders and descenders. So that's a really good thing if you're doing any type of animation with text or creating any type of motion graphics templates. It's really useful to fix your anchor point. Sometimes that can have how should I say it can cause problems if you have like text animations happening. It will fix the text animation, the animation won't happen. So if you need that, if you want text animation, like here, animate, scale, rotate, position, all transform properties, if you want to use those on a text layer, then you need to not have a fixed anchor point. But in this case, I don't want that. Maybe I want that. Maybe I want that later. And then I might have to rethink the fixed anchor point, but for now I'm going to go with that. And so I have these two frames here. And these frames just came in as, oh, they came in as actual rectangles. That's awesome, because that's exactly what I want, because I need to target the size of this. So first of all, I'm going to create a control layer, Control-Shift-Y, and I'm going to call this control. And then I'm going to open my presets, and I'm going to add a slider control to this. And I'm going to rename this X size and duplicate it and create Y size. Hi! Hi, Raul. How are you doing? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this rectangle size to this X and Y. I'm also going to toggle the viewer lock so I keep having this open and it doesn't just keep disappearing. Okay, so I'm going to hold Alt and click on the stopwatch, and I'm going to start writing an expression. First, I want to define the variables for X and Y size. And I'm going to use the pick whip, and I'm going to hold Alt. And first, nothing's going to happen. The width and height of this box is just going to go to 0 because the sliders are 0. But we're going to add some calculation to that. Close it with a semicolon, and then Y size equals same thing, pick whip to Y size, semicolon, and then I want to tell it, now make this X and Y. So X size and Y size. And now it's gonna make it that size, which currently is 0, so that's fine. But now I want to add some calculations on these controllers so they are the same size as the text. And the way I do that is, again, Alt and click, and now I'm going to calculate. First, I want this, I want this to calculate. First, I wanted to find the title text, and I'm going to give it a variable title. I'm going to pick whip to the title layer and close that with a semicolon, and then I want to find the title width. X is width, and I'm gonna call title dot, I think it's source rect at time, and then dot width times, never forget the times, open brackets, transform. I don't quite remember this expression, so I'm gonna have to look it up. It's in one of these auto-size expressions. It's this one. So I want this entire expression there. And gonna drop this in here and close it with a hard bracket. I have 2 times size. Okay, so this is still broken because I'm missing something. Oh yeah, this is also title. Is it still broken? No, now it's not broken. And you can see the line is now the width of my text. Yay, that's already working. And now I'm going to explain to you what this means. So first, I'm calling the title. So every time I'm talking about the title layer, I don't have to keep rewriting this comp dot layer and the name of the layer. I can just use this variable called title to replace that part. I can even do that for the other parts. Like I can do that for source rect at time, for example. I can replace this scale dot transform dot scale 0. I can replace everything with variables and then only work with variables to make all of the statements even shorter. But since we're not going to use the source directed time and the transform scale that many times, it doesn't really matter to replace those. But this we're going to use a bunch of times. So, or maybe not in this particular case, but usually I tend to use this comp layer and the name of layer multiple times. So I tend to just replace that part. Now we want to, so we already calculated that now. And now, oh yeah, I want to explain to you what this transform scale does. So the source rect at time width only calculates the text width as per font size, okay? So if I change the font size of this, the width is being calculated, but let's assume I don't have this. Let's just exclude that from the expression. If I didn't have this and then I changed the scale of that layer, suddenly the expression cannot calculate that because it's calculating the font size, and the font size isn't changing, so it still thinks it's this size. So therefore, you need to add this transform so that it also calculates that in. So now it's calculating what is the font size, make X size, make box that width. What is the scale size, make box that width. If either of those change, make box that width. So that's the purpose of those. And why are we dividing it by 100? My friend Idikwa has explained this to me before, and I keep forgetting why that is. Something about having to normalize the integer, but that doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people. But basically, just remember that if you're calculating the scale property and the 0 is x and 1, the index 1 is y. So if you're calculating that into anything, just remember that you have to divide it by 100. That's just it. So now it's calculating the width. Excellent. Now, another thing that'd be cool to add would be a padding. How about that? Let's add a padding to this, and I'm just gonna, yeah, let's add the padding right at the top. Padding equals, I don't have a padding yet, so I need to make one. Let's create the slider, and let's add a padding in here, and let's say padding is like 50 from the text. So now I need to go to that padding, and so if you notice, now it just says effect and the name of the effect, and it has an index number because I held Alt to create a universalized expression. So the reason why that is, it's essentially the same expression or the same statement as this title statement, only that we're missing this comp because this effect is already on the same layer, so it's not saying this comp anymore. But technically it should be this comp layer, the control dot effect, if I'm not mistaken. This should be the correct writing, like the whole, all the way through, okay? But we don't need that because unless you're putting the expression and the slider on different layers or in different comps, you don't need all of that. This is enough. And now we want to add that to this calculation, but I don't want to add it to the title width calculation. I want to add it to a new calculation, because here we're just calling the width of the title without any adjustments, okay? Now I want box width equals, and now I can use the variable title width plus 2 times padding. Because if I say 1 time padding, it'll, from the text to the frame, it'll be half of the padding, essentially. Do you know what I mean? The padding is from both sides. So if I wanted 50% on either side, then it's 2 times padding rather than 1 time padding, if you know what I mean. So 2 times padding, and now it's this far from it. And also what I would like to do is I would like this text box. First of all, let's center it. I have motion 3 to do that. If you don't have motion 3, actually, I don't want to do that. I changed my mind. I'm also considering separating this background, the frame, with like this gray background shape. Because I want to make some changes. I want to parent the frames to the text so they're always centered, and I can't do that if they're both on the same layer, because then the centering of the anchor point is dependent on both shapes, but both shapes are not centered to the text. So yeah, I think I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to say this is the frame and this is the background. It's the text background. Maybe I'll call this the text frame so we know what we're talking about. So I'm gonna get rid of this. So now I just have this, and now we can center the anchor point to that object, and I have to get rid of the other one here. Oh, I already only have one group. Well, that's awkward. Oh, okay, it's okay. So I'm gonna ungroup that because it's like two groups in a group. Control-Shift-G to ungroup. I'm gonna do the same here because there is an unnecessary second group here. So that's the one we just coded, and now let's get rid of that one. Cool. Now, let's center the anchor point. I think I'm going to add the anchor point expression. I can right-click and copy-paste, copy expression only, add it to this one. I don't need to highlight anything. I just need to highlight the layer, paste it, and because it can remember which property it came from, it will put it on the same property. So, and for the position, I would like this to take on the same position as the text. So I'm just gonna parent it to that. I might change it throughout the course of this because I actually want to add an animation to the text, and I don't know what that's gonna do. So first, I'm gonna do it like this, and then I'm gonna make some changes. Okay, so let's. Next thing I want to do is I want to add this entire thing to the Y expression as well. I'm going to have to make some changes because we're now no longer talking about the width, we're talking about the height. And for the scale, it's the Y property, so it's index number 1. And that should do it actually. There we go, boom. Now it's exactly the correct height. And I want to actually have the same thing happen to this. So I'm going to copy, I'm going to find this expression by hitting E twice. I'm going to copy this expression. I want to add it to this size as well. I want it to be exactly the same. The only thing I don't, or the thing that I want to change is I just want to offset this from its original position. So what do I want to do? I want to pick whip to the position of the text. Cool. But plus a margin, okay? So let's add a margin to this. I hate when you're like at the bottom of the screen and After Effects just won't make the frame larger. Okay, let's call the padding, which is this thing here. Padding equals this guy, semicolon, and then I want this position. Actually, no, I want a margin, right? I don't want a padding. I want, whoops, I did something weird. Okay. I want a margin or offset. Let's call it offset because we are offsetting it. And let's just make this 10 pixels. I don't know. Or maybe 50. Yeah, let's go 50 pixels, okay? and where is that expression? Here. And I want it to be offset. So it's a different slider, and offset is a reserved term. So I don't think I want to use a reserved term. I want to make sure it's not calculating something else. Offset. And then plus 2 times offset. Okay. No, it's offset position. There we go. Oh yeah, of course. I want it to be minus, not plus. And also, obviously, this is not taking into account that I want it to be in X and in Y. So, what are we gonna do? I want to create an array, and I'm going to call value 0, comma. Actually, no. You know what? No. I'm going to pick whip. I need to pick whip to the X position of my text layer and the Y position of my text layer, but I hate when it looks like this. It's so messy. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring in the other, this guy. Okay, I'm gonna bring this in. Okay, I don't need the width. I just need the position. Title X, pause. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab this entire thing. I'm going to put it in this variable. And then title Y pause. And I can replace this comp layer with title because I've created that variable already. Position, and close everything with the semicolon. And now I can use these variables in here, okay? Because this is super ugly. I don't want this. And After Effects, you're eating my last nerve. Okay, so, yeah, this padding is obviously wrong. We don't need that anyway. Let's get rid of it. So now I have title X pause, comma, title Y pause, right, but now I want to do the offset, right? So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create more variables. So this is super clear for me, for my future self, and for anybody else who might be working with my expressions if I was working in a team. So, and this is plus, so X, actually this is minus, because I want it to go to the left, which is minus, because 0 is at the top left corner of your composition or of your screen, okay? So if you're going to the right, that's plus Y. If you're going down, that's plus X. So if you're going in the opposite direction, that's minus. So I want it to be minus 2 times offset position. And then this one, I want it to be title Y pause. And this one is plus 2 times offset position. And now I can replace this. Box, X pause, box, Y pause. And if I did everything correctly, it's in the right position, but that's really far away. So actually, I think it's not 2 times, it's 1 time. Oops. That's the wrong expression. Where is our expression? Here. It's only 50%. 50 pixels. Well, yeah. 1 times our offset, which is 50. Yes, sir. Excellent. Now, if I change this title to what else do we have in our storyboard? Let's bring up the storyboard. So we have, for instance, reconnaissance. I can go in here. I can copy this reconnaissance. I can put it in here. Oh, the size changes, which I don't like. But you see, it changes exactly as I would like it to. Nice. Now what I would like to do is I would like to add a text animation. So I'm not sure how this is going to factor into the fixed anchor point that I mentioned. So what I would like is I would like the typewriter effect, okay? I'd like to add that. And it's obviously, it doesn't understand the keyframes. So now I'm gonna have to find a solution for that. So I can either do keyframes for this. So what I was thinking was that either this animates in, but from the center, not from the side. So this would be 50. Ah, that doesn't actually work. Okay, good to know. Oh, it does work. Okay, I just did it the wrong way around. Okay, so 0, 100, and then 50, 50. Is that working? No, it's coming in from the side. I wanted the other way around. God damn it. My saved replays are actually on my YouTube channel, so you can watch all of the replays of all the streams I've done in the past. I did post them on Patreon as well at some point, but not a lot of people come to my Patreon, so I stopped doing that. But they are available on my YouTube channel. So, now comes the fiddling part, okay? Everything is set up the way I wanted to, but now comes the fiddling part where I'm not quite sure how to proceed. For sure, I'm gonna need a different expression to calculate the keyframes of what's happening. But first I actually want the animation to work, because it's clearly not. Huh. But I wanted to reveal 100, 0. Why? I wanted to reveal. How can I do that? Ah. Why? I wanted to reveal from the center. Why can't I do that? Maybe I have to subtract. Aha! Okay, it was subtract. All right, so basically, now I need a thing, I need an expression for this to recognize the keyframes, because currently it doesn't. And I have a preset for this, so I'm gonna see if I can figure out that preset. It's an expression my developer friend Edekwa Motere, he created this for me, with me. I got his help to create this, and now I would like to use it for this, but it wasn't meant for this, so let's find out if we can do it. Okay, so it's one of these, text auto-resize to shape, animated text object. Okay. So this works like that, and I need to figure out what we actually did in this. So let's see, let's understand this. So the square is moving, the square has animation, okay. This calculates the text position. So maybe I can calculate the text width. Animation position start, animation position end. And then there is a rectangle animation expression, which I don't understand and unfortunately can't explain. And now... well, the other thing I could do is, instead of animating the text, I could animate the frame, and then I could just use this expression. Oh, you can use offset. Okay, it is a reserved term, but you can still use it with a regular expression. Okay. Let's copy this. And let's see if I can make this make sense for my animation. Okay, so instead of this animator, which I've now turned off, is that correct? Yeah. So let's ignore this animator for a second. Let's make this a little bigger. Let's animate this frame first. And for that, I need to disable this XY size thing. Well, the expression. And I need to add some animation, okay? So no. Okay, no, it shouldn't be here. It should be on the slider, actually. Okay, so the X slider. Let's disable this expression for a moment, and I'm gonna add this expression that I want. I don't want any offset. And the text layer is this layer. And the transform position should be written differently, I think. That's the issue here. And it's like that. I'm using title. Title width, title. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's not add any. Okay. Then okay, and we've already got the title transform Y pause. I'm just gonna grab that. Where are we? Here. Wait, this is box X pause. So it's essentially, it's this. Box width is rectangle animation. Let's change this to box. Box. And then this is title width. And this is title X pause. Title width plus title position. Okay, I got confused because I'm changing this from position to width, so I need to I need to adapt this. I'm getting a little confused, but it's okay. We're gonna get there. What is value 0? Value 0. Okay. Box width equals box animation times title width plus title X position. Okay, yeah, actually I do want that, I guess. You know what? No, I'm gonna remove that. And value 0, I'm pretty sure it's complaining about value 0. Well, it's just this, isn't it? Whoops, now it added it twice. Value 0, huh? Okay. So it's essentially this, but I also want 2 times padding. So it's this, and then I can remove that, and I already had this. I need to add that. Oh my god, I know this is a little overwhelming. Oh yeah, it's a little far away, huh? I can try and zoom this in a little bit. Sorry for the wonky zooming. Now it's overlapping over my face. That's excellent. Let me change that. Let's put this up here. Oh, right. Yeah, my camera is too large for that. Okay. Can't do it. Sorry, too much hassle right now. Or you can just not see me for a moment and I'll just zoom in here for a second. Okay. Let's zoom into this. There we go. Okay, so this is now correct, I think. Maybe? Well, it's 100, which I don't quite understand. So that's 100 now, which clearly isn't correct, but that's because I don't have the animation yet. So let's animate this from 0 to 100. Okay. And then I need to remove this expression, but I'm going to add that expression back in. And then hopefully, hell yeah, boy! It's working! I did it! I understood somebody else's code. All right. Okay, you can't see. Sorry. I need to switch to this one. Nope, wrong one. This one. And I need to put this back. Fit to screen. Doo-doo. And let's make this a tad smaller here. Okay, so I think this is now the correct size, I hope. Okay, so yeah, boy, it worked. The only problem is that it doesn't go to absolute 0, so it doesn't actually, you know, it doesn't disappear, which is a bummer. I know that the reason for that is, I think, because of the text. Oh, it might be the text height, actually. The way I can change that is by adding this text and adding... Well, I could add a scale to the text. Okay, first, let's mask this text out, first of all. Let's add a... what's it called? A matte, a set matte. Set matte. And you can only use this when all of your layers have the little rasterize icon on, okay? So if you're trying to use a Illustrator file or an Illustrator layer to be a set matte, you need to turn on the continuously rasterize. I, for the longest time, could not figure out why it wasn't working for me, and that is why. And I shall use the background as a mask. Yeah, boy, it's working. Okay, I know the animation is absolutely awful. Let's go 20 frames and 75% because I cannot be looking at this absolutely awful timing. Okay. Yes. Okay, so, oh, actually, well, this thing actually has to appear, right? So also the Y needs to expand out, so we do need to add this expression to this guy over here. So I'm just gonna dump this in here and hope that I can figure out how to adapt it for the Y. Okay, so let's go in. Rectangle, height. Height, no, come on. Height, I cannot type. Height, there we go. Okay, index number 1. X and Y, okay. Got the Y size effect. I'm not sure why I need this. Why do I need this? Yeah, I don't know why this calculation is happening. What if I put this to 0? What happens then? What if I put this to 0? What happens then? Well, that's what I want, but it breaks it. It breaks it quite significantly. 0. Can I just have a 0 here? No? Okay, cool. Apparently cannot have a 0. Can I have a -1? What's that gonna do? Nothing. Don't know. Well, minus itself, really. It's minus... Isn't it just title width? Isn't that what it is? Well, not for this one. It's for the other one. I cannot figure out what this value is supposed to be. It should be title width. Is that what it is? No, it's not what it is. What is value 1? What is it referring to? Oh, it needs to be in round brackets. The 0? The 0 needs to be in round brackets? Is that what you're saying? Why is there a times? Huh. No. Okay, let's have a look at the original and maybe Tom can figure out what the hell is going on here. Okay, so this is the original. It is about an animation, about this line. If I turn this off, you can see that the line goes to 0 and it animates from 0 pixels to 100 pixels, okay? And this expression makes it so it reads the length of the text and animates from the beginning of the text plus padding and offset and all that jazz. And this is the rectangle animation, okay? And value 0 in this case, it's clearly targeting the X position. Okay, got it. It's targeting the X position. But in this case, we don't have any other position. Value 0 is essentially just the slider. So, what does that mean? I don't understand. Is it just... Can this just be 0? What if this was 0? I don't know. No, it doesn't change anything, god damn it. And now the animation doesn't work, so it's clearly... it has to be the slider value, whatever that is. But yeah, I don't get it. I don't get this part of the calculation. If Tom, you can give me some insight if you understand this. Okay, where it begins, but it begins at 0, right? Why can I not just replace it with 0? So you're saying this first value should just be equal to the length of the text. So it should be title height. Well, in this case, it's title height. Need to change this. So in this case, it should be title height, right? Title height. Right? Yes, but it's also breaking it. Oh, that's because I didn't change all the variables. Height. Does that mean this is title width then? No. It does not mean that, because that just broke my expression. God damn it, I don't understand this part of the expression. I don't understand it at all. Okay. Nope. No idea. Okay, that's fine. This is broken because I haven't added any keyframes. So let's add some keyframes. 0 to 100. Add the expression back. And then it goes like that, which I hate, absolutely hate that. Because I think I want this to come first, like that. And then I want this to happen. So something like that, okay? But I would like it to go from absolute 0, not from this tiny little square. But I have seen this this problem before in a different tutorial, and how this person fixed it is just by animating the scale. So let's just do that. 0 to 100. Okay. I can already see that this did not work. Still add a tiny little square. Okay. Frame. So I don't know how to make it not do this little square. How can I avoid that? Okay. I'll try something else. What if I think if I parent all of this to the control, it's gonna break. It didn't break. Okay. All right. But actually I want the control to be in the center of the layer. What happened? None. Text. Control text. Okay. What if I make this smaller? Oh, right. I don't want this to be. If I make everything go down to 0, then we can pretend it happened. I mean, yeah. Faked it, but that's could work. Good enough. Okay, let's have a look at. Let's not have an easy ease on that one, so let's have 100 on this one. And also, I don't want the line to change size, and I have an expression for that too, but I do have it saved somewhere, so I need to find that expression. Stroke width scaling. Okay, so if you don't want your stroke width to scale when you're scaling your layer, you can add this to the stroke width, which is 10. And then it will forever stay the same width. This one doesn't have a stroke. Okay. And then it looks something like that. And then as soon as this is kind of almost finished, I would like this second thing to slide out. And I would like this to be below the text frames, all the way at the bottom. Ah, yes, the padding, of course. Of course, how could I forget the padding? Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Which means I have to remove the padding somewhere. Ooh. Where was the padding originally? I have to remove the padding. So at the beginning, it's minus 2 times padding. I wonder if I can just add it to this. No, cannot. Right, let's remove this scale animation. And then... okay, that's not the right place to add that. Oh my god. The end line, but that's surely, that's when I have to add the padding. Minus 2 times padding. But I need the padding in the... Oh, damn! Okay, and then we have the animation. Oh, now the animation doesn't work. Ah! Oh my god! Yes, of course, because now I'm canceling the padding. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Alright. So if I don't have padding, obviously it goes all the way to 0. Excellent. But I want the padding at the end, right? So how do? Do I add it here? Plus padding? No, it's not work like that. Ah, right, yes, I could animate the padding. I don't think I want to do that. I want to add it in the calculation. Okay, let me read your suggestion again. I don't have to remove the padding. Okay, the padding expression control is on the same controller, okay? It's this variable right here. So if I can I zoom in here somehow? I think you cannot see that. Okay, let me jump to screencast. So this is the padding controller, okay? It's a slider on the same layer. It's on this layer. And this variable was previously added to the last line, okay? But I actually need to... Okay, and I have this box animation, so it has to come in this box animation somehow, I would think. Minus padding? Huh? Minus padding? Obviously not. When I don't know how to finish an expression, I just like put, like add and remove and subtract and multiply in random places until I get it right. So basically plus 2 times padding. But I need to remove the padding at 0, okay? At 0, we shall not have padding. Okay, we'll add an expression to the padding slider. So, I'm taking the box animation away? No. What am I adding to the slider? So I'm adding a similar animation to the slider, to the padding slider, right? Is that what you're saying? Oh my god. Ah. Okay. But then I have so many keyframes. I'd rather have less keyframes, to be honest. Okay, we're not changing this expression. Fine. We are going to the padding slider, right? So let's find the padding slider, which currently doesn't have an expression. Let's close this. We have the padding, so I'll just copy these keyframes here. And let's just say the padding, where is it? Here. Has the same length. Whoa. Whoa. Damn. But I added the entire expression. I don't want the expression. Do I want the expression? I don't want the expression. Okay. But what if... I think I need two padding sliders because I actually want first to only the line to grow in Y, and then I want it to grow in X. The intended value for the padding is 100 currently, which it wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be 50, I think, because I copy-pasted those keyframes. So it's 50, okay? So 50 pixels, and that's why I'm duplicating it. I'm doubling up on the padding here because I want it to be 50 pixels away from the text on each side of the text, okay? So it's 2 times padding. So, well, this is already kind of working. The only thing is I don't want the X to go down. So do I need 2 sliders for the padding X and the padding Y? So that the padding stays 0 until we get to the X. Oh god, this is way more confusing than I thought it would be. I thought sorry, that's my little bit. Need to stretch my knee. Okay. Let me think. I really wish I could just incorporate the growing of the padding in this X and Y expression, because I do need the padding to grow separately for the X and the Y. And I have 2 options. I can create 2 sliders, or I can try and factor it into this animation, into this box animation statement, but I clearly already don't know how to do that, so... Why can't I just add it here and be done with it? Can't I just do that? No, of course not. Okay. So shouldn't it just be minus 100 then? What if this is minus 100? No. I want to deduct the padding. I want to deduct the padding. Yeah, this is what I want. Okay, now does it animate? Okay, but it doesn't work. Because then I need to add the padding, which obviously doesn't work. Surely I can just factor it into this somehow. Why can't I just factor it into this somehow? Don't quite understand why that wouldn't work. Oh, right, this is still happening. Let's not have this happen. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't understand this expression enough to make the correct changes. So for the padding slider, time times 20 is smaller than 100 question mark time times 20 divided by 100. Yes, right, but I don't want the padding to grow in both X and Y at the same time. I first want the padding to grow in Y, and then I want the padding to grow in X. But right now, that would mean I would have to create two sliders, no? So let's go to 0. And then let's go to, oh. Wait, what did I do? Why is this somehow kind of doing what I want, but also not? Did I break something? Oh, right, I don't have the padding. Okay, yeah. Okay, then I want it to go to 0. 50. So see how this is? Okay, you cannot see. I need to switch back. So see how this is now growing at the same time? I want X to Y to grow first, so it just creates one line and then open up into the box. Yeah, I mean, box height and box width are already separated into X size and Y slices. So those are two sliders. And it's very dark in this room. My face is lit, but I don't like sitting in darkness. Okay. Well, I would really like to not create two sliders. I mean, sure, that's a workaround that can work. I would just really prefer not doing it that way. But since I can't figure it out now, let's just do padding X and padding Y. And this will be padding Y. Since I cannot figure it out. And then yeah, okay, good enough. It does what it says on the tin. Okay. Whoa, oh, that's so fast. Whoa, it like jumps to that. Okay, I need this to be at least easy ease. Okay, so this is what we're looking at now. The only thing I don't like is, yeah, because I'm using this one as a reveal frame, it's going past the frame. Yeah, let's do the padding sliders without keyframes. I think that's way smoother. So let's grab ugh. I did that a long time ago, but now I do not remember how to do that anymore. So you're gonna have to coach me through that, Tom. Let's see. Let's bring the padding back. Okay, so you gave me some instructions already. Some time times 20. Let's copy that in here. So something like this. So instead of the keyframes, add expressions. What does this mean? Okay, that's already not right. Time times 20. This is the second, right? No. Smaller than 100 question mark time times 1 divided by... What does this mean? I don't understand this expression. Okay, it's already not correct. So what does this 20 mean? What's 20? Okay. So time is milliseconds. Where does the line end? All right, let's start from the beginning. Tom is gonna coach us through. So, multiplier 20. What is 20? Why am I using 20? Okay, we have an if-else statement going on. Okay, I am with you so far. Value is larger than 100. What is 100? What does 100 mean? Shouldn't I have curly brackets here? Or am I mistaken? All right. Now what? What is 100? I think, do you mean 50? No, neither of those are correct. What is 100? Okay, 20 is arbitrary. So if I want the so that's for the length of the animation, right? So we're going from, let's ignore the Y because the Y still has the keyframes. Actually, I'll just remove the keyframes so it doesn't confuse us. And padding is at 50. So it's still not doing what we want because we want to start at 0. Okay, so what is 20? You already said what 20 is. 20 is arbitrary, but arbitrary to what? Like I want the transition to be, let's say, 10 frames. How do I do that? 50 is our max value. Right. Starting value should... the value is at 0. It's showing 50 because we have the expression on. So then something's not right with the expression. Unless this value should be... one of these values should be 0. So something's not right, and also I don't quite understand the times. I don't like working with times because, like you said, it's how fast the animation works, and I don't want to determine the speed of the animation. I want to determine the exact amount of frames because I wanted to animate for 10 frames before the other animation starts. So unfortunately, I think this expression is a little bit too volatile for me, and I don't quite understand this value larger than 50. That's beyond my JavaScript capabilities or understanding. So I think I'm gonna have to resort back to the keyframes. Yeah. Sorry, Tom. So one other thing that I don't quite like is the fact that it's masked by this background. And I think I'm just gonna have to create an additional mask layer, unless I can use this one without Yeah, keyframe resolutions are really, really smooth and really nice and tidy. I'd love to get to that stage where I can create those more, but unfortunately, I'm still learning, still getting there. Okay, so I need to figure out how to mask this because I don't like that this is being masked before the frame. I think I want it to be masked with the frame. So I can change the set matte to be oh, this is not the set matte. This has the set matte. But yeah, that doesn't work because it doesn't have... I can just create a mask, but I don't really want to. Or I could... No, you know what? I'm going to do the following. Can I turn on... Can I turn on the fill? Oh, it doesn't have a fill. Okay, I see. And what if I turn the opacity down to 0? No, it takes that into account. Okay. Yeah, in that case, I'm gonna have to just create... create an actual mask and not use the set matte option, but instead use a regular alpha matte. Yeah. I can just do the following. Instead of this, I can pick whip to this so that whatever changes I make, it's going to be those. And use a fill, not a stroke, and whoops, nope, that doesn't work. What else do I need to change? I think everything else is the same. Oh, the stroke width, it already should have that. It should have everything else. So now I'll just create a alpha track matte. But why can't I see anything? That's weird. Oh, it probably still has the matte. Okay, there we go. I think, or I'll keep the matte, I'll just turn it off in case I want to switch back. Yeah, I think I like this better. And then this needs to show up a little later, this other text layer. And then, oops, broke something. And then it looks like that. And then I can change the text to anything I want. And I can even change the size of the text, the font size. Obviously this doesn't work, but I can change the font size. Ooh, actually, I just realized something. This doesn't work if it's just a set offset. I want this size. I want the size or the position of this to be determined by the width of the text. So I'm going to change the position of this. Right now it's just an offset, but actually I want it to be not the position of that title, but the width. So let's bring that title width expression back. Where is that? I think here. Yeah, let's bring this. Oh no, that's a different one now. Yeah, it's similar enough. I can make the changes. And I just don't have any of this in there. And then I want it to be title width divided by 2. That should bring it to the center of that. Okay, I broke something. What did I break? Oh yeah, I removed that. Yeah, that's fine. And I need the height of this as well. So I'm gonna change that to height 1 title height divided by 2. Okay, let's see where that lands us. Okay, so, but why? What am I not taking into account? This should land me in the center of the text. I'm not taking something into account and I'm not sure what it is. Oh. That's what I'm not taking into account. Because I've chosen a control layer null object that has the anchor point in the center, it takes the width and height of the anchor point, the null object, into account. So I'm just going to create a regular null object that isn't like that, and I'm gonna connect everything to this instead. I hope I didn't delete my expression. No, it's still here. Okay. So, if you're creating null objects, just create the regular one where the anchor point is at the top left instead of using the motion 3 anchor point. That one can be super useful, but not in this case when we're trying to write expressions. Okay. So now this 0, 0. Okay. Now let's turn the expression back on. I'm not taking something into account and I'm not sure what it is. Okay, so you've written a bunch of stuff in the chat, Tom. Let me just read that through. Yeah, I try to always parent with index number instead of slider. The layer names actually don't matter because I can change the text here and the expression will update with that text. So that's not actually an issue. So what else did you say? I'm in the center of the text. Yes, indeed. And so if I'm calculating... Right, I'm calculating from the center of my control layer. So actually what I should be calculating is minus half of that. No, that's also incorrect. Okay, so my control layer is in the center of my text, and the anchor point of my box is also in the center of my box. So how far do I need to calculate the box position from the control layer, from the null object? The null object is half the title width. So, oh my god, I can't figure it out. I'm so bad at maths. So minus half the title width should get me at the, the right corner. So if I want to get to the center of the text, I need the full title width. Am I wrong? Yes, I'm wrong. Fucking hell. No. God damn it. I can't figure it out. Minus half the title width to be so to be in the center, I just need 0. Duh. Duh. Don't at me. Okay, so I think I just need to not have this on a controller, otherwise it's just not gonna work. Or maybe... the thing is, I want the position to be dynamic depending on the length of the text, so I need to calculate the title width somehow. So I need the title position, I think. No, I don't need the title position, god damn it. Why would I need the title position at all? What? Okay, I think I'm thinking about this the wrong way. I think I'm thinking about this all wrong. Let's go all the way back to... Oh, okay, that's already it. Let's go all the way back to the original. So basically what I'm trying to figure out is, I'll just reiterate what I'm trying to figure out, and maybe I'm just thinking about it the wrong way. Okay, so what I want is the position to take the title width into account, or the offset to take the title width into account, okay? When the title gets smaller, the offset stays the same. Or does it? I guess the offset kind of just needs to be... It's both the padding and the offset. the padding and the offset should be percentual, not a fixed number. So let's say it's like 10% of the title width. Can I calculate that somehow? I don't know. Yeah, I was definitely thinking about it the wrong way. It never changes. It's the position stays. It's the padding and the offset that need to be not a static number, but responsive to the title width and height. Okay, let's try that then. But if I add an expression to my padding... okay, so padding, instead of it being... Okay, let me think. Yeah, that's... Well, that worked. It had some issues at first, but... And let's bring this slider up to 10. Nope. Too big. And now? But it's okay for a moment, and then it tells me, nope, I have an issue, and then it's okay again, and then it's like, nope, I have an issue again. Okay, padding. I think I need to separate these variables. Padding x equals this guy. I think it doesn't work because I have the keyframes on the padding. I'm pretty sure it doesn't like it because I have keyframes on the padding. If I didn't have keyframes on the padding, then that would probably work. It's kind of working. It's definitely having issues. It's like okay, and then it's not okay, and then it's okay. You can see the orange flashing. So I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on here. It's also jumping around, so... Yeah. Yeah, it definitely doesn't like that. I'm pretty sure it's because of the keyframes. So what if I remove the keyframes? Let's remove the keyframes for just a second, okay? Padding X is just 50, all right? Yep, as soon as I remove the keyframes, it has absolutely no problems doing the calculation. And as you can see, it's nice and tight. So that's working. Ah, I see, I see, I see. What if I make it... I can probably make it 0.00001. Let's try and make it that. Because that should be 0 enough for the 0 to work. Let's add that. Let's do that. Whoa, that does not work. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy, does that not work? Oh, what is happening? Oh my god. It's so wrong. Ah, stop it. Stop it. Yeah, that's not working at all. Oh my god. I mean, I could clamp the slider, but that's so much additional effort. Why? What if it's 1? Can I make it? I can't even make it 1. Like, it just doesn't. I think it's the issue with the slider. Look, as soon as I go anywhere close to 1, it's like, nope. Nope, not doing it, not doing it. How about -1? Eh? No, then it just jumps in a funny way. Alright, 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 alright. Doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't want to work. Yeah, the pure frustration of code not working when it should. Oh, I love it. So amazing. Invalid numeric result. Divide by 0 question mark? Yes, yes, divide by 0 After Effects. God damn it. Alright then. Well. I think, yeah, that's wrong. Should start here. Or rather here. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to do that manually then. This is F9, this is 100. Coding never gets less frustrating, just more gratifying once the frustration stops. I can imagine that it does. Yeah, I remember the feeling when things just work, when I make them happen and like, oh my god, I didn't think that was gonna work. It works. I mean, this is good enough, okay? It's not perfect. I might have to adjust the padding and the offset depending on the size of the text, but that's what essential properties are for, so I can just work around it that way. And let's check that this actually fully works. Let's say recon. Ignore this subtitle bit. And then, yeah, and then I can make the size smaller if I actually grab it. Yeah, I mean, it's a little sad that I'm gonna have to address the offset and the padding manually, but What if I... Oh no! I've discovered yet another problem. Because the padding is now keyframed, I can't add that to the essential properties. I have to unkeyframe the padding. It has to be done. So yeah, that'll be an issue that I'll solve the next time, because if I want this to be fully customizable for all the other text bits, for all the other titles that I would like to have here, I need to be able to manipulate the offset and the padding, and right now that's not possible because there are keyframes there. So yeah, am I gonna have to change that somehow? So I'm gonna have to create unkeyframed padding animation so that I can add that value where the padding is supposed to stop, link that to a slider, 1 million sliders, the life of 1 million sliders, and basically add that to the essential properties so that when I'm when I'm using this here, that I can make changes. If I had essential properties, they would twirl open like this transform, and I could make changes to this comp without changing the original, and that way it becomes a template and I can use it multiple times. So yeah. Yeah, we definitely need to fix that somehow. Yep. Yeah, thanks for your help, Tom. I'm gonna see what we can do about the expression, the unkeyframed padding, so that I can manipulate that on an ad hoc basis. All right, well, thank you all for joining in for the live stream today. If you're new here, we've had an influx of new subscribers to the channel. So if you're new, I live stream every Tuesday and Friday. Tuesdays is Animation Collab, where I do collaborations on animation projects with other content creators. And Fridays we do Shut Up and Draw, where we draw various things either digitally or manually. And you can join me in that process, bring your own artwork, let's draw together. And yeah, there was a lot of fun animation, expression, coding, and illustration work ahead of us. So if you enjoy that and you're not subscribed yet, give us a subscribe, ring the bell icon so you're notified whenever I start a new live stream or post a new video. And if you'd like to support me, you can either give it a thumbs up, give this video a thumbs up, you can share it with your friends, you can leave a comment below this video, or you can buy me a coffee on ko-fi.com or become a patron on patreon.com. All the links are in the description of this video. Yeah, it's definitely hard to backseat code, I understand. My friend Idikwa, he always complains like, I don't know, I need to try this. I don't understand how this works. So I totally get it. I can send you the file through, and if you feel like it, you can play around with it and maybe help me out with this code. Much appreciated. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for everybody else who has tuned in today, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!